Egress. Okay, let's start with Egress. Egress is a bit of a classic.
It is indeed.
Yes.
All right. So I'll grab it.
So Egress.
That's my Egress.
No, we've already talked about the Vanquish, which we still have in the shop. So the Vanquish and Egress are part of the same Avante family. The Egress is the top shelf, very best buggy that Tamiya produced at the time. So this was their very first car, which came with carbon fiber. Also, very first car that came with titanium screws.
Yes.
And I think it could have been also the first car to come with a ball differential.
Right.
Because the Avante and the Vanquish come with gear differentials, or planetary style.
That's right. Yeah. So the gear diff, and then they had the ball slipper clutch type of thing. Yeah. So, okay. So,
all right,
let's have a look.
Shall we crack it open? Just carefully bring it up here.
All right, you do that side.
Now, the Egress was a very, very expensive car when it first came out.
Here we go. So what I like is the box. It's got a phenomenal design. So it's virtually all here. So the exciting parts are all exposed.
Yes.
And sealed, actually, for a matter of fact. So you can't do very much. But you see from this side, you've got metal shocks.
Yes. So these are the first series of what they call the high cap shocks.
Yes.
And then, okay, so over here we can see the diff halves.
Yes.
And you can see how they're the ball type diff. So they'll take the thrust washers on the sides. You got the hardened steel shaft. I think you got your carbon fiber components.
That's the shock tower.
So shock towers.
Shock tower.
And then you've got this aluminium press motor mount. So that's where the center gear shaft would go through. You've got these universal drives, which are actually CVA type ones. So they've been modernized. They used to be just standard square universals. Across on this side, you see carbon fiber, more carbon fiber.
That's a full chassis. So when if you looked at the BQS, which we've been building recently, that used to be a plastic tab.
Yes.
And now with this one is a full carbon chassis, really.
So very, very similar to a modern type design.
Is it a post for the two different layer of the chassis?
As a double deck.
Deck.
The wheel hubs look like they've been upgraded as well, because in the past these would have just slid over splined drive shafts. So these are the pin and clamp style. So you can tighten them up. So very, very modern indeed. And then these are the upgraded hubs, which have been found on the re-releases of the Avante and the VQS.
Yeah, that's right. So really, really nice. And what I like here is you've got your body and the wheels are kind of installed on the body.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
And there's some really traditional wheels there.
Spikes, big spikes.
Yes.
There's
a couple of nice videos on YouTube. They've done quite a few views on people building and making some really fancy custom wheel on the Egress. Worth doing a quick search on YouTube. There's some really exciting builds actually.
For sure. Now I don't know if we're going to be able to see much more.
I wouldn't touch it anymore
because I think these full boxes here with all the plastic parts. They're going to be sealed.
Absolutely.
So unfortunately, we're being able to see this far, which is great already, and it's nice we can recognize all the bits that have been improved compared to the original release.
I think definitely the shocks are beautiful. The carbon chassis, what makes the difference, obviously.
Yes.
And and then you have all your it looks like it's coming with bearings as well. Bearings.
So full ball bearings in this particular car. You didn't have to get any extras at all.
And
you got the one way there as well.
The one way,
And then over here you can see the ball diffs there.
Yes. I can see Rob is just joining us on time to talk about Tamiya and vintage cars. So welcome, Rob.
Very good. So that's the Egress. So so this particular one they've kept it, so you still have to cut it out and paint it.
Yes.
Some of the other re-releases have actually started doing pre-colored and pre-painted bodies.
That's right.
So it's nice. Kept it very original.
Very much so.
With enhancements.
I think last time we had this in the shop was in 2014.
Right.
Because I remember I was reasonably new in here and we had an Egress in here. So
very classic.
Very much so.
I love the rear suspension. Always love the rear suspension on this because it had the feeling of, I guess, it had a semi-trailing arm.
Yes.
So it was like it wasn't a 5-link, but it was like a 3-link type.
Definitely.
And I found it fascinating because with compression, it actually changed the toe.
That's right. it's a very interesting build actually. As I said, we've been building the VQS recently, and there's some very interesting solutions. I really like the diffs. Yeah, they're actually quite complex as such.
Yes.
And the way the sway bar system works at the front and at the rear.
Yes.
Inserting into the arms directly. It's definitely an interesting build.
They actually thought out of the box for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So very good.
Excellent.
All right. So this is the Egress.